Hey there. Thanks for coming again. And I always want to show my appreciation for your time. And anyway, I was thinking about um, qualified plans, the stock market, history, the timing of things. And I was thinking about how the world in which the 401k grew up in, which was actually enacted on November 6th, 1978, and it was a few years later, like 1981, when the federal government, IRS, changed some of the rules, which made it much more attractive for employees to want to put money into it. And why would they want to do that? Well, pension plans and all that stuff of the early, 40s, mid 40s, after World War II, excuse me. The pension plans kind of slowed down and stopped being offered, and eventually have started to disappear, right? In the early, I want to say, so early 70s maybe, when President Nixon took us off the gold standard completely, And I was thinking about all that time frame because I was living and experienced what was going on to a degree for whatever degree I was aware of it, I was certainly much younger now and then, in that I was busy with a lot of different things. I didn't really pay a lot of attention to it until I needed to buy insurance, life insurance myself, or felt I wanted to have it. And then I was directed to buying term, and there was no talk about whole life other than that it was very expensive, as they would say. And so the thought was buy term and invest the rest. And so that was in the, I graduated from high school in 1973. In 78, the 401k was born, and probably wasn't until many years later. I had to have been in my whatever it was early on. And so it was very inexpensive to have a lot of life insurance. And I was thinking that was a different time in history than it is now. That technology today, we're walking around with those little phones. It used to be just a flip phone, and now it's a full-blown computer. And we have access to the world in the palm of our hands. And I believe this is all just conjecturing, in the sense that everybody has to make their own decision of what it was that we were trying to do. We were being told that we could make more money in the stock market, putting money there, and somebody would manage it for us. And it was probably too difficult for us to figure it out. And doing all the research on a company, just one company, instead of using a company that has traders and all that, and they spend their lives in that. But in this day and age with technology, I was thinking that we no longer really need other people to manage our money, because we do have the world at our fingertips, and we are more connected. So we may be privy to other ways of investing. And certainly there are other ways of investing just in our local area, and that you could buy a car and sell it for more than you bought it for, if you know about cars. And whatever specialty that you know about, you could potentially be investing in that area. But I just wanted to make the point that we, back in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, and even still today, we're handing our money over when in fact there are opportunities all around us to make investments, very sound investments, that are at least as good as the stock market, and many times better. And I'm not even talking about whole life, because the whole life is not an investment. It's a place to park your money while you're looking for an investment, so to speak. It also can be used as an emergency fund. Instead of having savings in a bank, putting it in a whole life policy gets you many more benefits than just putting money in a bank. And you still have access to the cash. So I was thinking that I just wanted to share that thought that we can really manage our own money in a very simple way, because we have the power of that little phone with communications the way it is. And through the help of somebody like myself, I can certainly help with life insurance, but I also help with alternative investments that work very well and have a very high level of certainty. And so I just wanted to share this thought that there's really no need of having somebody else manage our money any longer, and giving up all that we give up, meaning the cost of doing that, is probably much higher than what you might think. And I show clients that number, and depending on how old they are, if they're new to it, they haven't put a lot of money in yet, but if you put in a lot of money into a qualified plan and you're worried about the fluctuations in the market, there are other things you can do. And so I just really wanted to share that with you, that you can learn how to manage your own money. And I probably wouldn't even have said this a few years ago. But since I got into the life insurance business, I learned so much other material around whole life that I've discovered that you really can manage your own money, and it's really not that difficult or time consuming unless you want to put more time into it. I find it fascinating now. This has been an awesome adventure to learn this about this tool, and then all the other ancillary things that hover around it. So, and the thing about it is if you do learn how to manage your own, then you can show it to your kids, explain it to your children, take your time with your children, have a connection with your children, and then your grandkids, if you're so blessed to have them, to teach them and create perpetual wealth is what I call it. It wasn't a word that I came up with. It was something that I had learned from a woman by the name of Kim Butler, who I would highly recommend looking her up as well. She has a lot of great material on the prosperityeconomics.org website. And the thing of it is that you have infinite capacity to learn. We all do. We were blessed with a mind, a brain that can learn if you have patience with yourself. And I would highly recommend trying just one step at a time. And if you first want to learn about whole life, which I would encourage because it is the foundation, that makes all of your other investments better, including, and probably mostly, real estate investors are probably one of the biggest proponents of whole life once they understand what it does and how nicely it dovetails together with whole life insurance. So, and the beauty of taking charge of your own destiny, I'll call it, is that you will eventually create a much less stress-less life. It won't be stress-free. I don't know if we can ever get to that, but it will be much nicer. Your life will be much easier, and you will save yourself a ton of money by managing it yourself. Over the course of someone's life, you could easily be handing over hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not more, that could be working for you instead of them. Anyway, nothing wrong with the stock market if you know what you're doing and take the time to learn about each individual stock and all of that. But there are other things too that are quite straightforward and make a lot of sense, at least to me. So anyway, if you'd like to hear more about what those are, or you'd like to learn first about whole life insurance, please reach out to me, and I'd be happy to talk. You can find me at blueskyfinancialflow.com or Raymond@blueskyfinancialflow. And also you'll see a Calendly link at the end of the video here. And please do share these videos if you would. I think it's very important to share these so that we can get the message out that people can take back some control, take back all of the control of their finances, and be better off for it, and it becomes a generational thing. So anyway, take care and God bless. Until next time, be well. And thank you for listening.